lots happening with streaming. In fact, as we speak, Amazon's coming up with their ads in their Prime inventory. What's happening in terms of ads supported with AVOD and fast channels, and are we there yet in terms of being a good investment, or what are your thoughts about the state of investing in ad support and streaming?
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly there. You see it, you can look at it through two lenses, either the fact that linear, other than sports and news, arguably, draw audiences, but the lack of viewership on the traditional linear side, or the decline of viewership, and the rise of ad-supported streaming, you could approach it from either side of that. And I think that we're seeing better impact from streaming, we're seeing better targetability from streaming. So it's no longer just an addressable product, it's a real reach driver. And our original theory from maybe 10 years ago even about start with streaming and add TV after is a real reality now.
So what about ad experience and units and interactivity and it's different though, right? Investment. Where do things stand in terms of inventory that you're comfortable with that works in the streaming environment?
Well, I think it's the number one challenge to us in this space is that we don't just recreate what was the linear TV experience and have 5 ad breaks in every episode with 2 minutes of commercials. I think there's better sponsorship opportunities. I think there's better opportunities for commerce and shoppability. I think there's better opportunities for synergy around what's happening in the storyline and brands, and just an opportunity for brands to stick out better. So sponsorship models. I think knowing who the customer is, right? The fact that streaming allows us to be closer to who that audience is allows us to create better ad experiences. And really that's what it comes back to. If you think about maybe some of the demise of linear TV was that the experience became exhaustive and people were looking for an alternative, which was I'll pay a little money to have less ads, because they started to dislike advertising. We have to make them love advertising again in order to drive brand love, in order to drive performance. So it really all ties back to the ad model.
Now, Mike, you mentioned shoppability, and that's a big topic we're covering. Where does it stand, and what do your clients want in terms of the commerce aspect of streaming?
Yeah, I think it's equally what our clients want and also what customers want, which is the ability to act on things that they see very quickly. And how do you do that seamlessly? We know now you can be watching any sort of video or any sort of content and move quickly to your phone and make that purchase. And when that is not a seamless experience, it becomes frustrating and people move on to whatever's next on their to-do list or whatever the next product is available. So the closer you make that transaction to the ad experience, the better that it's going to be. So it's being demanded by both. It's being demanded by advertisers because it's being demanded by consumers. They want that ability to transact.
So, Mike, tell us a little bit about. Hang on a second. We hear a lot about AI. It's a big topic.
Yeah.
And it has to, in terms of the efficiency of the media buying operation of an agency like Carat is one thing, and then there's the generative AI. Just give us your thoughts about how AI is emerging in a practical way that you see embracing this year.
Yeah, certainly not the first time I've heard AI this year. I think the first thing we have to realize is that it's been around and that we've been using AI and machine learning for years to deliver bidding strategies, optimization strategies. It's happening in search and social. So the tools have been there, and I think it's important to sit with our clients and talk about what that journeys look like and where we're using it now. That said, on the buying side, it certainly creates the opportunity for more efficiency in the process and in the cost model, right? That you let AI go to work on your plans. I think it will allow our agency to be more strategic by operationalizing and kind of speeding up the process of media optimization. On the creative side, it creates a better ad experience. We can create more individual experiences for brands. I think it can be overused to a degree. It doesn't have to be every ad has 1,000 versions. There's still a top of the funnel, what's your brand image? And then when you start to think about transactional performance, that's when you can get into different versioning of ads. But the key to me is that we're introducing and implementing this into all of our planning and buying platforms. It's allowing things to happen much faster than the speed at which our teams could do it manually, and then it's creating a better ad and user experience for consumers.